Hello, everybody. Hello. Okay, so first of all, it's your girl Dazzle and I'm back for another tarot reading. So please like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so you can be notified of when I upload and when I go live. And if you would like to book a private reading, all you have to do is check in the description box, and everything will be down there. Okay, first of all, we're going to have to talk about it. I haven't been around, I've been in these YouTube streets, but I haven't been uploading content because I've been working. The girl has been working, okay? And, I am off this morning. I don't have to go back to work till later on. So we just going to get into some reading, right? First of all, have y'all seen Trap Lord Raw's King Von documentary? And the documentary is pretty much Rap's first serial killer. He's calling King Von the serial killer based on textbook description and everything he has been doing. And he has all the documentation and the receipts to prove it, right? So I watched it. I think it's at 3.4 million views. And it was really good. I like Trap Lord Raw's docu-series and stuff like that. He puts a lot of effort into it. So if y'all don't know who he is a YouTuber. Pretty much he's a great YouTuber. He does a lot of research and he's into, documenting rappers, gang stuff, just different type of stuff. But this particular documentary with King Von got some people upset. And they're like, oh, it's ludicrous. Why would you call him a serial killer? And no, that's not what that is. It was just him surviving in the hood and doing the gang war. But, in textbook, if you kill more than 3 people over a span of time, that's one of the requirements, and he fits that. Whole time, then he fits the psychological aspect because of what he was doing on Twitter, during those times, like, even the code word cereal, like every time he talked about cereal, he was talking about he would eat cereal while he's talking about smoking somebody or somebody died and stuff like that. So it's just crazy. Or like even with the girl, what was her name? K9 or something like that. I guess that was her name. She was a female gangbanger. And, they were going back and forth on Twitter. And some years later, from when they first started beefing, I guess, he actually got his chance to allegedly pow her. And, then had the nerve to be in her documentary, making it seem like he just admired her. And I'm like, oh my God. So it was a lot of stuff that he was doing that was very serial killer-ish. Weird as hell, right? So even when he became famous, he was still doing that. He put $100,000 on FBG Duck's head, which is another rapper from Chicago, another jail rapper who was who basically was in a gang that was the ops to his gang, whatever. But let's get into it. So he got questioned by Van Lathan and Chicago Dave, right? Chicago Dave, I guess, is the voice of the Chicago scene or whatever. And, when Chicago Dave was talking, to me personally, I kind of felt like he was making excuses. You know what I'm saying? And he kind of blamed Trap Lord Raw's, saying that, oh, his documentary will bring up bones that shouldn't be there. And, that's been buried and it's going to create more beef. But I'm with DJ Academics on this. You telling me his documentary is going to create more beef. But however, you don't think that when you're blasting King Von and he's talking about smoking on Tuka and all these other things, it's not going to create no beef? Or you know what I'm saying? Like, he's talking about it in his lyrics. You don't think that's a problem for the people's loved ones that was affected by a death that he caused allegedly? Like, But I just have this issue because it seemed like the black community, my community, it just seemed like we're blaming everybody else but this person for what he said he did, and which is evidence that he did it. Like, it was a lot of stuff that the FBI came out with after the fact that was like, yeah, we were going to indict him, or he was a strong suspect here or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it was that, and the Asian dog got upset too. Like, the Asian dog, you said that you won't deal with nobody unless they got a body on them or something like that. Like, you came out with that, and then you were so in love with King Von, which means that you knew that he had bodies, and you pretty much praised it. But I don't get it. But I'm gonna read on it because I didn't know what to feel about it because I was kind of confused. I want to ask Spirit about what's the energy behind this thing. So for one, before I get there, let's see. I'm going to use the Haunted House Tarot. And I just started using this tarot deck. So I like to get a feel of it. I got it from Amazon, of course. And then I was going to use the Guiding Light Tarot. I think I'm going to use the Guiding Light first because that makes sense. Because I want to know how King Von feels about this situation. And the Guiding Light Tarot, I got it from The Bride. And it is one of Victoria Iva's collection of tarot. Let's see. Let's talk about it. How does King Von feel about Trap Lord Raw's documentary documenting him as a serial killer? Comparing him to a serial killer and running his own analysis on it based on what he himself has put out there and whatnot. Even down to the what's crazy? King Von would even tweet moments, like minutes later after someone, got killed, got pow, whatever. And he would sincerely be like, oh, somebody died. And it's like, first of all, this person just died at 7:00, and you're posting this at like 7:12 or some crazy stuff, and then before the parents, you like self-incrimination. 1, 2, 3. How does King Von feel? The Wheel of Fortune, the 9 of Swords, the Moon card, Judgment. Okay, I feel like, and then it's the Page of Swords in the reverse. Okay, so I think that he understands that he was a problem child. He was somebody who was acting up. Okay, he was really acting up. All right, so I'm gonna just tell you off bucks. The Wheel of Fortune is a good thing, but I'm trying to see if that's my children because I have my children right here eating cereal, y'all. But look, but I just heard a baby crying, and I don't think it's my children. I probably think maybe it's a next door neighbor. Man, I think it's a next door neighbor or something. Yeah. Okay, so my bad, y'all. I just wanted to make sure because, but look, King Von, how he feels. You have the Wheel of Fortune upright. This Wheel of Fortune is represented by one snake eating another. One snake eating another snake's tail, and then the other snake is eating its tail. So it's like a continuum type of thing for me. But I think it's something that comes back around again. Okay, the 9 of Swords is anxiety. It's the moon. The moon is right here, so it's anxiety. It's staying up at night. It causes nightmares, night terrors, whatever. The moon card, though, the moon card is strong indications of feminine energy. I can say it can be things that were hidden, things that was not come to light. But see, that did not come to light yet. But but right here, I feel like the planets is like lined up though. And then this judgment. I kind of feel like at the end of the day, and I'm just saying it like that because, I'm getting back to it, y'all. I'm getting back to it. But let me wrap this up. What I kind of feel like at the end of the day is that his energy is saying, look, this is something that was going to come out. Okay. Put it in the sink, okay? So this is something that was going to come out anyway. And I kind of feel like his energy already knows because the judgment card is right here. So really, this was going to come out anyway. The things that he has done was going to come out anyway. He was kind of already knowing it was going to come back up. Energetically, he kind of felt like, it could have been some type of anxiety there, but, like worry there. But the planets were aligned to show what he was, right? Because it's only fair. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, he caused so much pain to other people by what he said and what he allegedly did, right? So it was aligned, and people was going to see it, and his fans was going to put him under judgment, and he would be seen as a different light. He also expresses that yes, he was a problem child with this Page of Swords in the reverse. He was acting up. He was acting out. A lot of stuff he was acting out. So that means that he had problems within. He had some emotional trauma, growing up. Of course, I think his father died the second and third, but he was pretty much acting out, being in gangs, doing this. He felt like it was cool, everything else like that, rebelling. At one point, he was getting into so much trouble. His mama told his teenage gang banging self that he was grounded. He was on punishment. How you gonna punish a killer? But see, whole time he understands that, look, it was going to happen. And this actually a way for any loved one that was affected by what King Von allegedly did and what he absolutely said in his lyrics, disrespecting their deceased. It was a way to get some type of karma or retribution, energetically. So he already knows that, and he himself knows that he was part of the issue when it comes to the gossip and the drama, because he put stuff on the internet like that. Let's see. Let's see. Let's just ask, what is the issue? What's the issue with, no, see, I gotta sit there and think about it. I want to ask, okay, that's how he felt about the documentary. He knew that it was, all his deeds was going to come out. Things got all aligned. It was something that the universe was going to show anyway. Was King Von a serial killer? Let's just ask that. Was King Von a serial killer? 1, 2, 3. Oh. Was King Von a serial killer? You got all these upside downs. I'm going to say no. A serial killer has something mentally wrong with them. Okay? I mean, they can't stop killing like Jason Voorhees or even thrill killers. I'm going to ask that question instead. But a serial killer like Jeffrey Dahmer and stuff, I don't feel like King Von has that energy. I feel like with the 9 of Swords in the reverse, this is past anxiety, or it is overthinking, over just doing too much, just overthinking things. The Magician in the reverse is manipulative communication. The Eight of Swords in the reverse is you thinking outside the box. That's what it's saying. Then it's the Five of Pentacles. I kind of feel like what we got here with Trap Lord Ross is another way to look at things. Like, you can look at him as a serial killer if you want to, based on, like, okay, so it's kind of like a thesis. Like, you know how you're, or whatever, like you're doing this project, and a college student, that's what it gives me. You do a project, and it's to make people, with this manipulative communication, to me, is to make people look outside the box, okay? And look outside of their communities. And if this person was in a regular community that was not doing this, that, and the third, and they still did this, that, and the third, he would qualify as that. That's what it's trying to say. It's trying to look outside the box, right? But Spirit says no, he's not a serial killer. He was not born a serial killer. Serial killers already got it in them. Okay? He was not born that. Matter of fact, Spirit is also saying with this Five of Pentacles, it talks about poverty. Poverty does that. Poverty has kids, children in gangs. Broken homes will put children in gangs. Ignorance, things like that. Of course, you know that. We know that. King Von would not have been doing that if he wasn't in that environment. That's what Spirit is saying. So, but you have to acknowledge how good the documentary was, because it allows people to think outside the box. Because technically, and this is me just saying, this is me just ranting at this point, but we're going to get into it. But look, it makes me talk about it, because technically the things that is done, the things that were done in those Chicago gang wars does look like serial killer tendencies. These teenagers or early 20, or these young men are keeping score on who can kill the most, and they're like, oh, we're going to get them taunting their people and everything else like that. It doesn't look right. It looks crazy, like psychopaths, to people who don't understand. It does. And we shouldn't understand that. Even though I understand, but we shouldn't understand that. Like, because what the hell? Matter of fact, I'll give you an example. In my community, they shoot all the time. So to me, I feel like if you got more than 3 bodies on you, there's something wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that you got some type of thrill kill, serial killer tendency, and you need to be locked up. And the community don't need to be praising you. That's how I kind of feel. So, you're a menace. That's what it gives, menace. But I don't feel like he was a serial killer. I feel like he was a product of poverty. Okay? A product of environment. He really was. Now, I was never going to agree with that, but that's what Spirit is saying. He's a product. At the spiritual level, he's a product of what he's been through and what he was in. That's his circle. If King Von wanted to be better, or if King Von's family wanted, I don't know, I'm pretty sure they did. I'm pretty sure they wanted a better life, but, I don't know, y'all. It's more so like you can't just say, oh, you can just leave out the hood. Some people don't have it like that. Some people are very disenfranchised. Some people are stuck in that mind frame of where they've been all their lives. So, it's hard. So I can't say that. Before I ever fix my mouth to say that, I can't, right? But Chicago Dave seemed like he had a problem. though, and I really want to get to Chicago Dave. But what I want to ask is that, was he a thrill killer? You know how thrill killers, they're not necessarily serial killers in a way, but it's like they get a thrill out of killing. So was he doing that? Let's ask. Let's ask with the Haunted House deck now. Was he doing that? But that documentary did not did not sugarcoat the stuff he was doing. No, I'll tell you that much. 1, 2, 3. Was King Von a thrill killer? The King of Wands is in the. I mean, the Knight of Wands is in the back. Yes, he was. He was very passionate, very creative, and this, that, and the third. So he was all the things he felt, all the things that he did online and stuff. He did it because he got attention. He got a thrill out of it. You know what I'm saying? It made him look strong. Because he felt like he needed to take up for himself with a lot of things. The injustice card. That's an imbalance right here. There was an imbalance. And then this is what? Indecision. Having to make a conscious choice. A lot of the stuff he did was conscious. So a lot of the stuff that he did was a conscious decision. He never had to. It didn't, again, it was not no impulsive stuff. He knew everything he was doing. Everything he did was a conscious decision, and he got recognition for it. He got positive reinforcement on it. So it was conscious. And then here's the Two of Pentacles right here. So it was a balance, right? And then it was a yin and yang. I mean, so I don't feel like, to me personally, I feel like it was a choice. It was a choice on every single level about what he was doing. So, but I think that thrill killers, I don't know, y'all tell me, is it a choice when they go around killing people because it gives them some type of thrill, or when they go around taunting people because it gives them some type of thrill, but they choose to do it? So it was a choice. So I got too many twos there. I think it's a choice. Okay. Let's see. So let's just get into it. Why does Chicago Dave have a real problem? Because I don't feel like his answer for whatever the hell happened. I mean, for why, it was wrong for Trap Lord Ross to make this documentary was a good enough answer. It wasn't good enough for me because it didn't make sense. So you're going to blame him for drumming up how people feel, but you have people listening to King Von and stuff, and FBG drill music in general is disrespecting people's loved ones dead. Disrespecting people's deceased loved ones. So if you're going to have a problem, the real problem is drill music and what they put in their lyrics. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're doing. So I don't understand why Chicago Dave is holding Trap Lord Ross accountable. The Ace of Swords in the reverse. Because he doesn't want to see an alternative. He doesn't want to see the truth. It's the truth in the reverse. So that means that that's clouded judgment, that's being argumentative, that is lying, not wanting to see the truth, non-clarity. So that in trying to force Trap Lord Ross into thinking how he wants him to think. So basically it's gaslighting. So Chicago Dave decided to gaslight. Okay, he was gaslighting. Why was Asian Doll so upset? But see, Asian Doll, Asian Doll with the whole NBA Youngboy thing. And then, because that's how it really started. It started over two females. So why is she upset? 1, 2, 3. The King of Pentacles with the Page of Pentacles in the reverse in the back. The Temperance in the... Okay. she feels like at the end okay, well, honestly, I feel like it's a guilty conscience. It's some unhealed stuff right there. I feel like with the injustice card, she kind of okay. So I kind of feel like it's a guilty conscience. I feel like she hasn't healed from it. She hasn't healed from the death of King Von with the King of Pentacles because that's who he was. She hasn't healed from that. She kind of feels like this documentary will make her feel away and they won't like her because of the actions that she took. And then the justice is in the reverse. So she feels like, they're judging her. And she feels like it was karma coming back because of the actions that she took. But see, these are all your actions. So I kind of feel like at the end of the day, a lot of people are mad at him because it shows them for what they have done. Even King Von feels like at the end of the day, it was bound to all come out. And it was going to put a different perspective on how people viewed him. And what people need to stop doing is putting on rose-colored glasses and thinking that everybody is just, your fave is just one, innocent person and, oh, he's not this or not like that. But it's how people act. Because to me, the fact of the matter is, if someone on the internet that don't know you can pull together all this information and including the things that you put online and literally categorize you as something based on how you act, that's something that you contributed to. That's how I'm saying. I don't know. So I don't feel like they should have been mad at Trap Lil Rose. But Trap Lil Rose is good. And I don't think he means any harm. So what's coming up for Trap Lil Rose? 1, 2, 3. Oh goodness. Okay, so you got the Knight of Cups in the reverse. Okay, Trap Lil Rose. What I'm gonna need you to do is watch out for certain people. Watch out for certain people, okay? Certain people that's coming to you based on this interview or just in general, they are not who they say they are. They're fake friends. They say one thing to your face and do another behind your back, okay? Or they're not all who they say they are, just period. They're not. So I will be careful, trying to befriend or work with certain people. Like Chicago Dave is just there because he doesn't like what you said, because you want to be argumentative and he doesn't want the truth coming out. You shouldn't talk to people like Chicago Dave. Okay? They're not who they say they are. They're trying to use your clout. Or they're trying to basically be your opposition and try to argue you and browbeat you down and try to get you to take down the video or something so they can be like, yeah, I did this to this white man. That's what they're trying to do. But be careful about people like that, okay? But that's what I have to guys. That's all I got for today. I got to go. I love you guys for real. And peace.